Okay, so if I'm in a breakout room and a student asks me for help on a coding question that I don't personally know the answer to, for starters, I would recommend them to try out the umpire method, which I found out to be useful for me. I've noticed that not everyone in my breakout rooms uses it. And while everyone is different, I think having a sort of structure to analyze and then tackle a problem has been extremely useful for me as it provides like greater clarity in order to solve those problems. I would also find a solution on like the CodePath portal and use that to provide hints as to what like the students need to do to solve the problem. If they want to solve it in a different way, I would use Google or ChatGPT or some other service to find the solution in the way that they want to solve it. Use that code to kind of gently push them towards the solution. And of course, if they're using like live share or something like equivalent, we'll join their live session and write like maybe like a few codes, kind of nudge them in like in the right direction as well. Uh, and this is like prompt two. This is the third situation in prompt two. I noticed that a student is alone in a breakout room that they're not assigned to, and then like they're like feeling discouraged. I'll tell them, her or them, that it's actually really normal to feel that way. Most people on their coding journey feels the same way at some point. I've also felt like that kind of like imposter syndrome at like various points. Um, but like it's important to note a few things. There's always going to be someone less skilled than you on your personal journey, so you can always assure that you're probably not going to be like the worst person like amongst like your peers, um, in terms of coding. Uh, Contributing and engaging with your other students is a way to meaningfully improve as a programmer and as a computer scientist as well. Uh, you want to surround yourself with people who know what they're talking about and know what they're doing because that's how you learn. And finally, you don't know what you actually know sometimes. Like you'll surprise yourself with what you may already know that some people like may not know. Uh, you'll be working on something and then you'll point something out that's like wrong with the code that everyone else like may not actually see. So don't be afraid to join like the other groups. Um, and then I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. Um, right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and write this like escalation message. I hope you're doing well. I have this student here. They cannot. And then my thought process, I want I want to provide like a positive sort of like encouragement to like the student. I'm sure Liz would totally be like all about that or whoever. I'm not gonna like be super like negative like towards them because you know everyone goes through that kind of like imposter syndrome at some point. Uh, and yeah, and okay, actually, let me go ahead and share my screen again. It's my fault entirely. I forgot. One last thing. Uh, I need to explain binary search. Um, and then I have two different examples. I'm trying to go through both as quickly as possible. I have binary search iterative. In here, we're passing the array as well as the target. Um, and in this iterative, first we're gonna check to see if the array exists. If it doesn't, we're just gonna return -1. If the array is size 1 and the target is like the one value that's in the array, we just return like the number found inside the array, and as well as its index number. If the array is linked 1 and the target is not, we're just going to return -1. And then we're going to set, we need to find our left and right ends of the array. So we're going to set left to 0, and we're going to set right to the length of the array -1. Then mid, we want to find like the lowest value. Well, we're going to add left and right, and then we're going to divide by 2, but we want to find like the lowest value if it's like an odd number. So we're going to use this double slash here. We're going to divide it by 2. Left plus right divided by 2. And while left is less than right, if target is equal to, if we have found our target at the middle position of the array, we're going to return like the number found, our target, as well as the index that it was found at. If target is less than the middle position of the array, we're going to set our new right. We're going to slice the list by half, and then we're going to set right as the middle -1. So that's, say we have like an array like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're looking for like 2, and it's like less than 3. We'd slice the array so that mid would now be like 1 right here, I believe. And then our right would actually be, right would be 2 right here. And then we would find mid again by dividing left plus right by 2. And then mid would be mid would be 1 in that case right here. And then if target is greater than, we kind of do the same thing, but in reverse. So we want a new left value. We want left to be mid plus 1. So we can search through like the right half of the list, because if our target is greater than our middle value in the list, then it has to be like in the right half of the list. And then we do this so long as a left is less than right. So we basically keep iterating until we have found our value, or if the value is not in it at all, we return -1. And then in our recursive version, we check to see if left is greater than right. If it is, we return -1. We're kind of doing the same thing. Here we're all basically doing the same thing, only since we're calling it recursive, and since our recursive function is passing array, target, left, and right. If target is less than the middle of our array, we set right as mid -1, and then if target is greater, we're returning mid plus 1 for our left value right here. Then I've ran some like test values, and we can like check that, and then yeah, like here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're checking to see if 3, and we return 3 at index 2. And thank you very much for taking the time to see this video. I would love to be a tech fellow at CodePath for summer 2025. I think I would really enjoy it, and I would really enjoy working with you guys as well. Thank you very much.